What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Dave B. You watching DaveBeyondTV, where we go beyond the everyday bullshit that people be consuming on a day-to-day basis. And today, I wanted to make this video real quick talking about the AT&T outage. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, it's election season. A whole lot of new things been coming to light as far as technology. If you've been active on social media, there are certain things going on right now that there's no way that you can think that what we're experiencing now, like, is going to keep going how it's going, aka the internet being a something free that we all have access to be able to do the same things that we used to be able to do on it. It's a whole new time. It's a whole new world, and we're going to break it down. So for the most part, you know, for those of you who don't know how the government really operates, and really you'll start to see this if you put your mind in these kind of spaces of people who are in these positions, you start to come to similar conclusions, and you start to become an individual who's more aware of why certain things may be happening the way they are, and kind of be able to kind of foresee. I've been saying kind of a lot. I gotta catch some of the words I repeat, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you start to peep game on where things are leading to. So if you look at even the past, like, you know, people say like, oh, it's the cliche, right? Or the past repeats itself, or history repeats itself. And I don't abide too heavily to, like, you know, I don't look at that as a restrictive thing, as like, oh, things are going to repeat the same way. But you got to understand that individuals who are in power or have been in power for, you know, a very long time. And there's a reason why, because, again, it's all down to systems. And as time progresses, we see the similar system, but in a different age. How they was doing things back 2,000 years ago was how they was doing them. They're theoretically doing the same thing now, but the times have changed. Technology upgrades, and anybody in a position of power understands to maintain control, you must adapt. And, you know, that's why a lot of us, again, refer to astrology as one of the strongest tools, because it's the same tools they use to understand what's going on, and not only track spirits that's coming in, understand what spirits are going out, but they also understand the energetic field that we're all playing with. And just like you can use astrology to, you know, live your day-to-day life, you could also look at, you know, think about how they're running nations. They're looking at astrology to figure out how to actually run nations and how to keep things going and going and going, so and maintain power. And see, if you understand it on that scale, that might seem unrealistic, right? Because if you're a person, because I know this video probably going to spread pretty far. So you might be an individual looking at this and being like, yo, what the fuck is this dude talking about? How the hell is astrology correlated to these things that's going on? Well, astrology is nothing more, nothing less than a markage of time, and seeing what energy is taking place within a certain span of time. You know what I'm saying? And energy, when I say energy, it sounds like a buzzword, but really when I say energy, I just mean, you know, you could look at it like mental climate, right? So like how climate changes over time and things of that nature. In certain areas, spaces within the world have different climates. And with a climate, you can kind of predict or tell what is probably going on there. For instance, if it's a real hot area, you know there's only certain plant life, animal life, and weather systems that could be going on in that area. If it's real hot, that means it probably don't rain a whole lot, and it's probably not, you know, getting a whole lot of cold fronts in that area. You know what I'm saying? You can make certain, it's probably closer to the equator. You can make certain predictions and figure out what that space might be, what might be going on in that space. So this, take that and look at it like this with astrology, right? When certain planets, planetary bodies or whatever, or the earth is rotating in certain, pointing at certain directions, when the sun is in different spaces, aka different seasons, we can start to sense what the vibration or what kind of energy is going to be going around. I keep using the word energy, is like, for lack of better words, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you can tell what kind of climate is going on during that time. During the springtime, you know, the climate, depending on where you are, is probably going to be more correlated towards kind of more warmer temperatures, maybe not the hottest, Summertime, same thing. Okay, hot, probably not so cool. Fall, probably cool, not as hot as it was, but it's getting there. It's getting a little chilly. And then wintertime, freezing cold. Now, again, if you live in different areas of the world, of course, these things could be reversed. Summertime for y'all is more like wintertime for us, you know, in the United States area, and, you know what I'm saying, whatever what may have you, you know what I'm saying, trying to keep this as simple as possible. So astrology gives you an idea of the climate during that period of time, because it's marking time. And as we go through these different signs, we're experiencing different climates, you know what I'm saying? And these climates is given off thoughts and feelings to people. Again, you can correlate this by understanding in the springtime, there's certain thoughts and feelings you don't get at the wintertime. For instance, springtime, you're thinking about, ooh, let's go to the beach, or like, damn, I can't wait to go outside. I want to wear this. I want to wear that. Like, you're thinking about, you know, again, those kind of thoughts. In the wintertime, you ain't a beach ain't even in your mind. The only thing a beach could be in your mind about is, damn, when it get warm again, I'm gonna feel like going to the beach. But you're not thinking about going outside. You're like, yo, let me stay in, let me get warm. Where my resources at? I hope I have enough to pay these bills, because I can't possibly be on the street tomorrow. It's too cold. You know, these are the different thoughts you get in the wintertime. In the fall time, you know what I'm saying, you're like, damn, it's getting kind of late pretty fast. You know what I'm saying? It's getting chilly. I might need a coat. Like micro, macro. You know what I'm saying? It might sound like I'm just saying some simple shit, but if you think about it, it's the simplest shit that be the most pivotal. You know what I'm saying? You got to look at the common thoughts you have. Is different. Let me grab a jacket versus, damn, where my shorts at? Or I need my flip-flops. You know what I'm saying? These different things, even though some people wear flip-flops in the wintertime, but we ain't going to talk about that. That's, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, and some people wear jackets in the summertime. But again, if you see somebody wearing a jacket in the summertime, you're going to look at them like they're crazy. Like, just like when you see somebody wearing flip-flops in the wintertime. It's snowing outside. You in flip-flops? You good? You know what I'm saying? But that's what I mean. And so if you're correlating this to astrology and stuff like that, when we're different planetary bodies or in different areas, there's different energy coming through why you would come to a conclusion to be like, why is this person acting this way when this ain't the time to be acting like that? And this is something we're all subconsciously programmed to understand. But, you know, from generations of things being, you know, separated and spookism coming to light and different culture and just the way people talk about certain things, it makes a person doubt these things or misunderstand them. Really, it's just a misunderstanding. It's not that you don't believe in astrology, you just don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? You can't not believe something that is actually real in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's not a religion. A religion is something somebody made up. It's a perspective on how spiritual, it's a perspective on a moral system or a worldview. That's what a religion is. So a religion is 100% made up. But something like astrology, and again, only as a tool, we're not using it to replace religion. It's a tool to use that's free for everybody. But I'm saying it's a natural system. It's something that is not man-made. It's something that was already here before man took it and made a religion with it, right? We went through a whole tangent, but to get back on this At&T shit and what I'm talking about. So understanding how the government operates, right? The government basically puts out things, waits for the response, takes the response, calculates the data to come up with new laws and regulations to gain control. Now, you might go, well, that's actually a very intelligent way to go about things, because they're putting something out to get a reaction. They take the reaction, calculate a plan to regulate it, and then enforce that as a new law. But they do it through puppets and things that do puppets that uphold the desires of the people. So the people being distracted by the desires will follow whatever the celebrity or figure is saying, because they want the life that they live. And through accepting that, the government is able to push those propaganda, those regulations and the acceptance of them through those figures. This is why people think celebrities are puppets, why people think politicians are puppets. This is why voting, in a sense, really isn't even about your choice. Voting is more so about what's going to be the easiest way to rock the whole world to sleep. When they choose presidents, they don't get, like, think about you at a company. If you're an employee who just started, what makes you think you gonna have a say in who becomes the next regional manager or the next supervisor of your sector? You an employee who just started. You may not be there next week. You may not be there tomorrow. You may not. What make you think that you got to say in who becomes the next manager? And what company is there ever a real voting system for if you ain't part of the board, aka the group of individuals who started the business or who have agreed to be at that level of directors, like a board of directors? If you're not in that level, what business do you know of in which you as a lower employee, even if you as a manager, a lower employee, have a say in who becomes the next president, vice president, anything, treasurer? You can't even pick who the next employee is going to be. They won't even get you in on who's going to get hired or not. What make you think your opinion on the nation is actually mattering? That shit is data. That's collecting data. So we know who you are, where you come from, how you think, how you feel, and who you would choose for if you did have a choice. Because everybody, and when you really get deep, you realize all these politicians are just representations of thought processes, of worldviews, basically. If you're a Democrat, you see the world this way. If you're a Republican, you see the world that way. That shit ain't got nothing to do with, these things are boxes and they set you up. Same thing with celebrities. That's why music is the way it's done now. The music industry. These are all representations of worldviews, thought processes. Every brand, in a sense, is a worldview. When you start your brand, what's the first thing you start to come to the conclusion of? Kind of like your mission statement. Your mission statement is your perspective on the world and what you think you're here to do for the world. These companies and stuff like that, they play on that, because if a company just wants to make money, what's the common sense thing to do would be to make a puppet that represents the demographic that can play the face of who they're trying to get the money from. That's why they always gonna have an older black woman, right, who look like she can cook her ass off in them Popeyes commercials. What you thought they was gonna put a white older lady to be like, love that chicken at Popeyes? They's not trying. And the irony is, a lot of times, if you get one demographic, a lot of times you attract other demographics based upon. That's why everything seems like it's targeted towards black people, because if they can target black people, it's almost like every other race low key be wanting to do what, you know what I'm saying? It's like do what they doing. Low key. Not to make this about race, because we go beyond race. But I'm using race as an example because that's how low the fruit hangs. You know what I'm saying? That's how low the you know what I'm saying? That's how low the fruit hangs. That's all I can really say. But when you talk about something like, getting back to the At&T shit, when you think about something like this, think about how inconvenient it is. And you could look online, type in the hashtag At&T outage, and look at how people are responding to it. In shambles. It happened randomly. It makes you think. People are not only addicted, they're heavily reliant on this technology. GPS systems. Again, imagine if you was driving at night, you was on the way somewhere, you don't know where you at now. You just in the middle of nowhere. You have no sense of what highway I'm on, how to get here to point B. You don't know what direction to go to. You fucked. Communication. I can't call my friend. I can't call my girl, my wife, my kids. I can't call my husband. I can't call. Your communication down. And then again, for the people who ain't in no dire situation, just I can't scroll. I can't. People will start to lose their shit. You see it. And that's how scary this stuff is becoming, because you think about that again, and all this shit is government regulated. Again, who's to say this wasn't something just to see how people will react? It's about to be March. Election season. So, and again, this stuff is used also as psyops because again, they're going to see what conclusions people come to. It just take one, or it's just take one tweet. This was this country hitting us with a cyber attack. News, the government see that, you know what? This is getting a lot of responses. You know what? We want this person to be president. We'll make their campaign about doing things to fix this problem that people are making. So we're gonna hype up the problem. We're gonna create another anonymous story based upon the reaction that we see with a figure that we choose to represent what we want everybody to hate. Because hate is one of the strongest energies. Hate sometimes be stronger than love. I mean, well, hate is not stronger than love, but hate is one of those things that permeate. It's like with love got to be concentrated and it takes time to grow. It's powerful though. It's more powerful than anything. But hate move fast. Hate move fast and it spread far, quickly. You know what I'm saying? You want to get to the top of something, you become hated for something. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, you'll get to the top, but it won't last. You know what I'm saying? It won't last, and it can't survive certain conditions. So over time, it fades. You know what I'm saying? Or it becomes something that can overtake you. But with love, take time. It's more pure. It lasts, but it take concentration and it take focus. You really can use both. You're supposed to use both, but the whole thing is, this is how things get created. And see, some of the other things that we see online with technology, right? The AI stuff, people are using deep fake technology to not only make, they're making content, explicit content, creative content. These things are impeding on other people's businesses. So you get these celebrities and stuff like that who, based upon their stories, they become representations of what's going to start to become the new laws enforced to regulate the internet in ways that we have never seen before. Children are able to access the internet at a rate that we couldn't have predicted, because you could all when I was growing up, it was all like, oh yeah, you could just put a child lock on that. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, put this on there. Nowadays, kids are so advanced. It's like you can't possibly think a child with internet access that you could even start to know where to actually restrict things. Because even if you restrict everything on that iPad, the kid gonna go to school with a friend that got an iPad or an iPhone, and boom, he gonna see everything he didn't see at home. And then you gonna wonder why he always over at his friend's house. Because every parent ain't that. Every parent ain't that sharp. You know what I'm saying? And again, you can't, also on the other end, you can't just think you can shelter everybody. So what's the solution at that point? Well, then we got to regulate it. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be regulated. And the ways in which that they'll go to regulate it, people are going to accept with open arms, just like they did other regulations in the past based upon the fear. Because fear is also one of those more potent energies that you use to control people. That's one of the only things you can get to control somebody for real, which is why a lot of generations were grown up from parents who resorted to physical violence or something that they had to take away, because the fear would be the thing that they would use to control. But they just do that because that's what they was taught based upon their experiences. So it's like, damn, and that's why you got to get to a point where you forgive certain things. But, hey, with discernment, you know what I'm saying? Not to make this about that, but so, like I said, this wasn't meant to be a super long video, but this is giving you insight to be prepared, and why in this new age of Aquarius, like we be saying, community is going to be everything. Because as we come together and we do things in real life, that's going to be some of see, these are one of the ways in which they can control everybody. You can see it based upon just having that ability. They can turn everything you connected to off. So if you connected to your tribe only through the internet, think about how phony that is. Think about how within an instant you lose contact with the people that you think you're building with. And if you sending messages online, one day you get knocked out of your account. because they can see everything. There's already been acts passed for them to be able to jump into emails, do this. Now with the rate of things and the way technology is spreading, they have to regulate it. Pluto is now in Aquarius. This is them getting all them ideas. This is the time for them to transform how the whole technology is connected, how community are able to connect. And we just need to be prepared for that. So, you know, some real shit going on, because, you know, that affects certain things. I mean, travel, we see how travel was affected just with the whole 2020 thing. So it's a lot of shit going on, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, like, I come with solutions. So the solution really is first of all, we gotta get ourselves together. You gotta really start to try to make strides to connect with people in real life. And we might have to figure out different ways of you know, communicating. Because see, the thing is, because I'm not a fear monger either. I'm not saying this is something we need to panic about. It's just something to be aware of and to peep game on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, honestly, through and through, anything that they throw at us, we're going to be prepared for. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, y'all know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get too deep into that. But anything they throw is prepared. But see, the thing is, it's just about awareness. You know what I'm saying? You're aware of certain things, so we're able to prevent certain things. Now, it's always going to be a matter of them working for control, but awareness is the reason why they can't go as far with certain things as they used to be able to. They have to come up with new ways. And if our intelligence is, again, and we're constantly doing things to change the world, aka put our truth into the space, and we create new possibilities from the all possibility space, and we get enough individuals and influence for others to see different solutions and different possibilities and agree to one that is better than what they can come up with, we change the game. Because now there's leverage. Now it's like, okay, well, if we do want the people, we're gonna have to work with the people. It's just 98% of the world is just not really intelligent and is more focused on desires and more lost and distracted into things that matter none. So their conclusions, they not even in a space to come to a conclusion to have a better idea, you know. But that's why we here, the real spirits, we gonna make sure that we got the better ideas and we can put them on a pedestal where they can be seen and appreciated, and not even appreciated, where they can be seen and be influential, so that we can offer new solutions to the world, so that, you know, things can change, you know what I'm saying, and that we don't have to turn into the dystopia that they depict. You know what I'm saying? You see all their movies and stuff like that. It's always some kind of dystopia, apocalyptic shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's offer a new vision for that. Cause you know what I'm saying? This is a small incident, but it's big. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't peeping game, you ain't peeping game. And again, I wanted to make this video to also combat the conspiracy theorists who ain't here to come up with no solutions, because they just sit here and complain or be scared, fearmonger. They add to the narrative that apocalypse. They add to the manifestation of that's dystopia and apocalyptic shit, you know. But at least with this channel and the channels like mine, we here to offer better solutions, basically better solutions. You know what I'm saying? Instead of clinging on to these things, we need to just understand what's going on and why it's going on. And then that's going to lead us to come to better thoughts and ideas on what we need to do for ourselves. And as we do for ourselves better, we connect with like-minded individuals and we grow. You know what I'm saying? We grow, we come up with better solutions, and we execute the motherfuckers. So anyway, this is probably going to just be the first of many videos, but I wanted to go ahead and make this video right now, you know. Yeah, early, while I just heard the news, while I just seen it, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's continue to be great. Much love, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.